Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all very well. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I'm back with another makeup video today. I'm gonna show you the do's and the don'ts of how to apply your own makeup. This side is looking super flawless, will last you all day. It looks so natural and nice and lifted, whereas this side looks quite heavy, cakey, and will not last you very long, and it's also dragging my face down. So if you want to learn all of my makeup secrets and also what not to do, then definitely keep watching, and I would say let's right dive into it. The first thing I do before I get started with my makeup is I'm gonna get my eye patches out. I store them in the fridge just because they will reduce any kind of dark areas or swelling under your eyes, especially if they're a little bit cooling. So I'm gonna put them on here on this side, and we're gonna leave them on until we get started with the foundation. I usually start with my brows first, then I do my eyeshadow, and then I do my complexion. So on this side, we're gonna skip this step and we're not gonna do the little eye patch. It's gonna look a little bit crazy, but we're here to really see the difference between the makeup do's and then the makeup don'ts. The next steps are the lips. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this lip treatment here on just this side of my lip. And the other side we're gonna leave empty. It's very important that you moisturize your lips before you get started with your makeup, because this way your lips can really get the hydration that they need. I don't straight away get started with my skincare because I usually wait for my moisturizer before I apply my foundation, like a few minutes before. So the skincare still has a little bit of time to sink into the skin. But for now I'm gonna wait. The only thing I'm gonna do on this side is I'm gonna apply a little bit of my eye cream on the top of my eyelid as well, because I do have very dry skin, and I do need a little bit of moisturizing on the top of my eyelid here. So we're gonna just massage that in, and obviously all of these steps we're gonna skip on the other side, because this is what you shouldn't do. You should never skip your skincare, because it just is a game changer when it comes to making your makeup look super flawless. Now, when I do my brows, the first step is always my brow gel. So I'm gonna show you how not to do it on this side and how to do it on this side. So I'm gonna go straight out of the tube with way too much product on here into this side, and we're just gonna spike it up. As you can see, there is a lot of product. This is what it looks like. And now on the do side, I'm also gonna go in with my brow gel, but I'm gonna take off some excess product here on the sides, and I'm just gonna go in with less product, way less product in fact. And I'm gonna use the long side of the bristle here for the front of my hairs, brush them up, and then the short side of the bristles to lift up the back part of my brow. And I'm not gonna go up too much. I wanna stay in this 45-degree angle or below. Like, it really depends how you like to style your brows with this. But I just feel like we are over the days where we spike them up too much. We want to make them look a little bit more natural. And now I'm also going to go in and I'm gonna tame the hairs here around the corners a little bit. Do you see that? So we have like a nice little arch, and the hairs are not like just individually spiking out, but they're actually a little bit more organized. Whereas on this side, as you can see, they're like all over the place, right? So you can already see a difference here in just a very simple step, applying your brow gel, and then yeah, that already makes quite a difference. Now I'm gonna go into my brow powder. I'm gonna use this one here. And on this side, I will not clear out any like corners or anything. We're just gonna keep the glue around the brow. And yeah, on this side, however, we're gonna clean up the areas below and above the brows before we go in with the brow gel. And we are going to remove the glue off the skin on the areas where we don't want it. We only want the glue on the hairs, right? On the brows. But we don't want the glue below here. So we really want to go in with our makeup remover and remove any excess glue, and also on the top along here. So we're just really making sure to get rid of all of that glue. Now we're going into our brow powder, and this brow is not quite dry yet. And we're gonna go in and we're just gonna start to fill in the gaps with the brow powder. And we're really gonna go like that. And as you can see, because the brow has not dried yet, the product looks super patchy on the brows. It's not very nice. And also here in the front, we're gonna go in a little line like this. And then we're gonna go up like this. Add some more hairs. It's actually also really challenging to even apply product when the brow gel hasn't dried yet, but this side is the side of the mistakes. So we're gonna go all in, and we're just gonna make the brow as filled in as possible. We're also gonna go all in on the front like this. And yeah, it's not looking good. So what to do different on the do side is we're gonna wait first until the glue has fully dried. So let's give it a few seconds, or maybe a minute, to really let this glue dry. Now, once the glue is dry, I really want to focus around the arch of my brow here. I really want to focus the product around here and make this arch look as defined as possible. I don't want to go all in to my brows and just fill it from all the way down here to all the way here. We really want to just define the arch here. And also I'm going to go in and actually draw a line from the top here. So like the brow looks nice and organized and not like too spiky along the sides. We really want it to look super nice and clean. So we're going in here, and as you can see, we're really focusing around the arch and the highest point of the brow. Going in also with this darker shade, and then also gonna draw the line down. I'm not filling it all in, I'm just drawing the line down. And then I'm gonna add a little bit down here. Just really a little bit, not too much. Filling in a little bit of product. I'm going into the lighter shade now, into this one. And then I'm gonna add a few little bits here in the front, not too much. And then I'm really gonna go in and brush it out a tiny little bit again. And I'm gonna fill a few gaps down here as well. Now we still have a few empty gaps, right? But now we're gonna use a different product for the rest. I'm gonna go in with this Builder brow pencil. And as you can see, it has a tiny little tip here, and it's perfect for drawing little hairs. So I'm really just gonna go down here, and as you can see, I'm like missing a few hairs around this area. So I'm just gonna go in and very gently draw on the missing hairs. From the bottom, we really want to make it look super natural, and then on the top we have this more defined arch, but down here we can really have the hairs. And I'm also going to add a few more hairs here in the front, actually. Not all the way down here, but just here in the middle part a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with my brush again, and I'm just gonna make this whole front bit a little bit softer because we do not want any harsh lines here. You see the difference in the brows? This one looks way more defined and also way more natural. And this one looks just a little bit patchy and a little bit crazy. I could also add a few more like dark lines here with this one. So the mistake really would be to go in and like go in the front like super harsh, you know, and like add loads of hairs, and also like not pay attention to which direction the hairs go, just kind of go all over the place. And also just like draw them like this across. You get the point. We do really want to keep it super natural in the front here and in the back here. And we want to really focus on this arch here to make this really look super defined and not all over the whole brow. Now, once the brows are done, I am gonna go ahead and set the base of my eyeshadow with concealer. And on the don't side, I'm just gonna go straight out of the tube like this. And I'm just gonna apply it all over my lid like this, going all up to the eyebrows. And then just taking my beauty blender and going like this. First of all, it's way too much product. It is quite difficult to carve out your brows here with the beauty blender because you just don't have enough precision. So we're just gonna go in like this. And as you can see, we've got some like gaps here. Now we've got like the glue as well because we didn't remove it on this side. And now the glue is really sticking to the concealer. And it's really, really patchy and not nice. The way we do want to create the base for our eyeshadow is we need a little brush like this one here, a little concealer brush. And we're gonna take out a little bit of concealer on the back of our hand. So we're just gonna take a tiny little amount here. And then we're gonna go in with our concealer brush, taking that product, and then we're gonna get started to really carve out the brow first. So we want to work it up here through the arch. Really pay attention that you don't get into the eyebrows, obviously, but you do want to create a nice little arch here and really carve your brows out. And then with the rest, you're just gonna go over your lid. And then afterwards, you want to go in with your beauty blender and just blend out the rest. Now we're going to continue with our eyeshadow. On the dawn side, we're going to go straight ahead after the concealer into our eyeshadow palette with a very big brush, not very precise. And we're just already going to pick up quite a dark shade here, this one. And we're just going to go like all over the lid with this color. As you can see, it is really getting super patchy. I'm gonna go all the way out as well. And as you can see, this is really dragging my eye down rather than lifting it up, what we really want to achieve with our eyeshadow. Plus, this is just way too much eyeshadow. That's not what we want. Now, it's very important that before you go into your eyeshadow, you're gonna make sure that there are no creases on your eyelid from the concealer. And then first, you're gonna set your base with a powder. I'm using a pressed powder here, and I'm just going in with my powder puff. Gonna take some of this product, gonna tap on the back of my hand, get rid of any excess product. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm really gonna set this base. This makes sure that there are no dry and wet patches all around my eyelid, because on this side, there will be some dry patches and some wet patches from the concealer that made the eyeshadow stick to it, and that's why it looks so patchy. So what I want to do now is I want to take my brush, a way smaller brush by the way, and also I want to focus the lighter shades around this part of my eye, the medium shades around this part, the middle part, and then the darkest shade, we only focus around the corner here. And so I'm gonna take a lighter shade, I'm gonna mix these two together a little bit. So I'm gonna take these two shades and I'm gonna get started with my inner corner first. Now I'm gonna go in to this medium shade here. I'm gonna apply it to the middle of my eye. Like this, and then really try to blend these two shades together as well. And then lastly, I'm gonna go into this dark shade here. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of the shade and I'm just gonna focus it down here on the end of the eyelid, on the corner here. And I also want to work it upwards a little bit. I don't want to drag the eyeshadow down. I really want to work it upwards. And now I'm gonna work it towards the inside a little bit. Now we wanna take a clean brush and we really wanna blend out the corners here even more to make them look super smooth. Now I wanna go ahead and also add a little bit of sparkle to my eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this beautiful shade here. And on the down side, I'm just gonna go in with a brush like this. And I'm gonna go in straight away and picking up some of the shade here. And then I'm just gonna go all over the lid. I'm gonna apply it all over the whole lid. On our do side, however, I'm gonna take my brush, but I'm gonna spray a little bit of setting spray onto my brush. Now I'm gonna go back into the sparkly eyeshadow with my wet brush, and as you can see, it picks up so much more product. And it's also gonna last you longer. So I'm gonna go in now with the sparkly eyeshadow and I'm really just gonna focus it on the center of my eyelid. I'm not gonna go all over. I just really wanna stay in the central area here. Maybe working it a tiny little bit inwards, but never outwards too much. Now we also want to add a little bit of a wing to our eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with this brush here, a little angled brush, and I'm going to pick up some of this dark brown shade. And then I'm going to go in on the down side and I'm just going to go like this all the way to the front of my eye. And then we're gonna draw out a wing, making it quite thick. And like it goes quite straight out, as you can see. Because we don't really know now here on this side where to like angle it to. So we're just gonna kind of go somewhere and up. It's also like way too long, right? So what we really want to do when we do our eyeliner, we first want to make our brush a little bit wet. You can use setting spray or just some water. I'm going to use a little bit of setting spray. So I'm going to spray my brush. And then I'm going to go into this dark brown shade here with my wet brush. And I'm going to start to draw an angle up following my lower lash line here and my waterline. So we want to really follow, and then we want to connect that line here to our upper lash line. And now we're not going to go all the way down the whole eye. We're really just going to focus around the back half of the eye. So we're just really going to go to the middle of the eye, and then we're going to draw the wing down. Don't worry if it's not 100% perfect, because we will go in later and clean up any imperfections. Next step now would be mascara. And on this side, I'm gonna go straight out of the tube and I'm just gonna go like this and really go everywhere and really get all of the lashes. Also adding here on the bottom. On this side, however, we're gonna go in and we're gonna go in with the brush, but we're gonna put it on the bottom of the lash line. And then we're gonna start to wiggle a few times. And now we're brushing up. And we're gonna continue that a few more times, but we're gonna stay more on the lower part here of the lashes. So we're gonna go in, wiggle, and then brush up. This will really make your lashes look so much fuller. And now here in the front, we just want to add a tiny little bit. We don't want to go crazy because we want to keep it quite natural. And now on this side, I'm not going to apply any mascara on my lower lash line. If you really want to, you can apply just a little bit from like the half going up, but don't apply mascara here in the inner bit because it's always gonna look a little bit much. So you really want to focus the product down here. But I personally think it looks way more natural and way nicer to not apply any mascara on the lower lashes. It's not really needed. Now on the don't side, we're just gonna skip this little hack, and on the do side, we're obviously gonna do it. So we're gonna take a waterproof black Kajal, and I'm gonna go in and tight line my upper waterline. This really makes your lashes look even fuller, and I don't know, it just makes your eyes stand out way more. I love this little hack. Once the eyeshadow is all done, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this eye patch, and then we're gonna get started to clean up this area here. On this side, we're gonna skip that step because we're just being a little bit extra messy. But if you really wanna create a super clean and snatched eye look, I always recommend to get a little button pad, and I'm just gonna clean up under my eyes, and I'm also gonna clean up any mistakes here on my wing to make it look extra sharp. So once you have cleaned up your wing a little bit, I'm actually gonna continue with my skincare. So I'm gonna go in with my eye cream now, and obviously on the dawn side, we're really gonna skip the skincare. So we're being a little bit lazy on the dawn side, but here on the do side, we really want to treat our skin well. We're gonna apply some eye cream first, really massaging it into the skin. And then I'm gonna also apply a little bit of moisturizer now. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, just gonna apply it here and here. So the do side of my face is looking very nice and glowy now. I'm just gonna give it a few minutes to soak up this moisturizer. And then on my dawn side, I don't have anything. I didn't even clean up my under eyes. There are still a few little bits and bobs, a few glittery bits from the eyeshadow that have fallen down. But we're gonna give it zero effort, and we're just gonna keep this side as it is without any moisturizer, nothing on. Now I'm gonna continue with foundation. We're gonna get started with the dawn side. So we're just gonna take out some of this foundation and put it directly onto the brush like this. And then we're gonna go into the face and we're gonna do like these swiping movements, really like painting down. This will really leave some big strokes on your face. It will really not make your foundation look very good. And we're also kind of gonna stop down here. We're not gonna apply any more foundation down the neck. We're just gonna cut it off here and we're just gonna stop. So here also on the forehead, we're just gonna wipe it like this. Now also, because we didn't clean up our eyebrow gel, the foundation is really sticking to those patches where we still have some of this brow gel. So it's not looking great. And it's looking very, very patchy, uneven, because we didn't have any sort of moisturizer, anything on the skin. So the foundation will always stick to the parts that are a bit drier, and it's gonna look very patchy. On the do side, however, we want to apply foundation like a pro. So first of all, we're going to apply the foundation on the back of our hand. We're going to take out a little bit here. And then we're going to go in with our brush, and we're going to dab the product into the brush like this. And we're going to make sure that the product is evenly spread across the whole brush before we go into the face. So now we're going to go in a dapping motion like this. Not in a wiping one. We really want to dab the product into the skin to create a super flawless looking base. And we also go down the neck because we do want to connect the face and the neck together. Look how flawless this side is looking now compared to this one that is super patchy, and it doesn't really match with the neck as well. So we really want to drag the product down a little bit to melt the face and the neck together. Now the next step is contouring. I'm going to use this contour stick here, and on the down side I'm going to go straight in with the stick, and I'm just going to place my contour quite low down here, all the way down. And then I'm just gonna also add a big line here. That is really it for the contouring on this side. Now on the do side, I'm not going straight in with the stick. I'm actually gonna take my little contour brush here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of product from this stick, and then I'm just gonna go in, and I really wanna place the contouring quite high up here. If you can imagine like a line going down from your ear up here, down towards your lips. So you wanna really have it quite high up there, and then not too much product in this middle bit here. So we really wanna focus the depth of the product towards the end here. And then we're just gonna start to blend it out. Take a little bit more product, and we're also gonna work it up here. But then work it up and swipe it into the hairline more. Don't swipe it into the face, because we really want to focus the contouring on the upper part and not in the center of the face. So we really just want to move the product upwards. So we're gonna blend it upwards. And as you can see, I'm dapping again. I'm using this dapping movement. I'm also gonna add a little bit down here and on my chin like this. And on the down side, we're gonna go in now with our contour brush, but we're gonna really swipe the product. We're not gonna use the dapping movements. We're just kind of swiping and kind of not really paying attention to spreading the contour into the hairline. We're just kind of blending it out in these wiping movements and going a little bit into the forehead here. And also, this is really dragging my face down now because I've applied my contouring so low on the face. You really, really want to apply your contouring quite high so you can really create this lifted look. On this side, it is really just dragging my face down, and then we have way too much product here on the cheek. Because of these wiping movements, we're really creating quite a patchy looking base because we are wiping the foundation that was below the contour kind of away, you know, like when you do the dapping movements, it really makes sure that you can build up layer by layer without moving the layer that was underneath. So here we are really moving the layers, right? Because we are really like wiping away the product below. So definitely remember to apply your contouring quite high up. Remember to connect this spot here with your lip, so you kind of can draw a nice little line here, and don't brush any product down. You rather want to lift it up and brush it upwards. Now we're gonna continue with blush. I'm also gonna use a little blush stick here. And on the don't side, I'm gonna apply the blush here on the apples of my cheek, like this. And then on the other side, I'm gonna take my brush again, and I'm gonna take some product from that stick onto my brush. And then I'm gonna apply the blush all the way up here. Not really here so much. I rather wanna work it upwards like this. I really wanna create this nice lifted look. And then on the don't side, we're obviously gonna go in with the brush now, and we're gonna do the swiping movements. We're just gonna keep the blush here on the center of the cheek. You can see it's really not doing anything for my face. It is really just dragging my face down again. Now we're gonna continue with concealer. So I'm gonna go back in with my concealer, and I'm gonna go straight onto my face on the don't side. And I'm creating a little triangle like this, or a little big triangle like this. On the do side, I'm gonna take out a little bit of my concealer on the back of my hand. I'm gonna go back in with my concealer brush and picking up some of this product. And now I wanna focus this light concealer shade just really on the inner corner here, and then up here where I really wanna carve out that wing. A little bit down here just to carve out that cheek a little bit more, and down here. And now for this empty area here, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker shade of concealer. And I'm just gonna apply a few dots here, like that. As you can see, it's quite a bit darker. Now on the don't side, I'm going straight in to blend this out with my beauty blender. This is way too bright under my eye. And now on the do side, we're gonna take a little concealer blending brush like this one here, and we're gonna spray a little bit of setting spray onto the brush. This will really make your concealer last all day. And now I'm gonna go in with dapping movements again. And I'm just very carefully blending out this concealer. On the side, I wanna really blend upwards. I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender, and I'm just blending over that a little bit. I want to blend out any harsh lines here and also down here. And now, as you can see, this side looks so much more natural and lifted, and this side looks very cakey already, very heavy. And we really didn't use that much product on this side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set this whole side with some loose setting powder. And I'm going straight in with my powder puff, picking up all of this product. And I'm really gonna go all in, setting the whole side. And now on this side of my face, before I'm going in with my setting powder, I'm actually gonna go back into my contouring stick with a little brush here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this product, and I'm gonna contour my nose as well. So I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna start all the way from the arch here by my eyebrows, and we're just gonna contour the nose a little bit on this side. I'm really gonna connect also the nose to the brow here. And if it's not looking perfect, it's totally fine, because we are actually going back in with our concealer brush, and we're gonna apply a little bit here and then also here to make the line look perfect. And then we're gonna take a clean brush, and now we're gonna really blend out all of these harsh lines. And now you can see I have a really beautiful connection here as well. Whereas on this side, we're just gonna go in with some powder contour later. Now, before I'm also gonna apply setting powder on this side, I actually wanna spray a little bit of setting spray onto this base now, because this really makes it super long lasting. We're gonna wait until it's dry. I have this little hand fan here, which is actually super useful. So we're just gonna dry this side. And then once that is done, I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender, and I really wanna get rid of any kind of creases under my eyes now. Now I'm gonna go into my setting powder with my powder puff like this. And we're not gonna go straight away onto the face. We're actually gonna get rid of any excess product on the back of our hand first. And then if there are no creases under your eyes, we're gonna go and set the under eyes first. I'm gonna set this area here and then underneath the cheeks a little bit. And then here just in the middle of the face with the powder puff. So I'm going back into my setting powder with a powder brush. I'm just gonna pick up some of this product, doesn't have to be much. And we're just gonna go in like this. Now we can also directly see the difference. This side looks so flawless and well set, whereas this side looks very patchy and also very cakey. Now we're gonna continue with bronzer. So I'm gonna pick up some of the shade here. And on the down side, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna wipe again, like this. And then on the do side, I'm gonna go back into my bronzer. We're gonna pick up a little bit, get rid of any excess product. And then we're just gonna dab, and we're gonna start here on the bottom, and we're just gonna dab the product on top, close to the hairline here and brushing it up. Then I'm gonna go back into my bronzer. And on this side, we're gonna do a little bit of contouring now on the nose. So we're just gonna really start here on the middle of the nose. We're just gonna work it down. So we're just really keeping it quite far out of the nose and just kind of swiping again. And we're not creating this connection, we're just gonna leave it blank here. So I'm just gonna go in and blend it out. On the do side, we're gonna take the bronzer again, gonna get rid of some excess product, and then we're just gonna gently go in here and follow the lines that we have just created before. I'm going back into the bronzer and I'm also applying a little bit of this bronzy shade here on my eyes, quite high up, just really a little bit. And I'm also connecting it outwards just a tiny little bit to kind of melt together the eye look with the base. I'm gonna continue with blush, and I'm gonna go back in with my bronzer brush. It is already a little bit dirty, it already has some of the bronzer on, and I'm gonna apply it on the down side. So we're just gonna pick up some of this, and we're also gonna go straight in, and we wanna apply it again where we applied the blush stick before, just kind of here on the center. And then on the do side, we're gonna take some of this blush, but we're gonna take a fresh brush this time with no product on and clean. And we're then gonna go into the product, but then we're also gonna get rid of any excess product like this. And then we're gonna focus the blush up here. Now we're gonna continue with highlighter. On the down side, I'm just gonna go into this beautiful shade, and I'm just gonna apply the highlighter all the way here up my cheek. And then on the do side, I'm gonna go into my highlighter shade, but this time with a very tiny little brush. And I'm just gonna apply some highlighter below the arch of my brow here. And look how much it's like lifting my brows. And I'm also gonna add a little bit to the inner corner of my eye to really open my eyes, and then also on the top of my lip here. Now, before I'm gonna get started with my lips now, I'm gonna add one simple step on the do side. I really wanna add a little bit of shadow here below my lower lash line to bring the eye look together even more. So I'm gonna use a tiny little brush here, as you can see, and then I'm gonna go into quite a light shade from my eyeshadow palette. I used this shade before, so I'm gonna go in, and then I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that shade. This just really adds a nice little accent and kind of ties in your whole eye look together. Because if I'm not using any mascara on my lower lash line, I just still want a little bit of definition down here. So I just added a little bit of this eyeshadow. Now let's get started with the lips. I'm gonna take my lip liner and I'm gonna outline my lips very heavily also here on the inner part of my lip, not just on the bow, but really everywhere. As you can see, I'm really outlining everywhere, the whole lip. And also down here, my lower lip, I'm really overdrawing my whole lip. So we're really gonna go out. And we're not gonna blend it out, we're just gonna leave it like it is. And now on the do side, we only really wanna overdraw our lips slightly in the center. So we can add a little bit of volume here. And then here on the bottom as well. But then we want to go close to our natural lip line. So we really just want to follow that lip line. And also down here. And then we're going to go in and smudge it out a little bit. On the don't side, we're not going to smudge out anything. We're just going to go straight in with our lipstick. And then also on the do side, we're going to go in and add a little bit of color to the inside of the lip. And then on the do side, we're also going to add a little bit of gloss. So now you can see the difference. On this side, the lips just look so unnatural and totally overlined. And on this side, it's adding some nice volume to the lips, but it's still looking super natural by really sticking to your natural lip line on the outside of your lip and just adding a little bit of volume in the center, and then also playing with lip gloss a little bit, because I always feel like your lips just look this little bit more plump with adding lip gloss. Now it's time to continue with lashes. For the don't side, I'm going to use quite a long lash, this one here. I'm going to go in with the full lash. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply these lashes. So we're going to keep it like that. The lashes are not exactly applied very close to my own natural lash line. This just makes them look so obvious. And yeah, they're just also way too heavy. For the do side, I'm gonna use some of these cluster lashes here, and I can really build my own lash depending on my eye shape and what I want to achieve with my lashes. I want to have a very nice and lifted eye look. So as you can see, my eyelashes down here, they're not very long. So I do really want to add some more length down here and make it look quite natural going inwards. So I will probably apply 2 of these clusters, one that is a little bit longer here for the end, and then one that's a bit shorter for the middle part. These lashes, by the way, are amazing. You don't even need any glue, and you're gonna apply them from below. So you're gonna apply them to the lower part of your lash line, which means they won't be visible from the top. You will not have like this eyelash band going all the way, because we are actually applying them from the bottom here. I'm gonna take another, but this time smaller lash now. One I'm gonna put right next to it, and then we're gonna tweeze it into place. And oh my god, look how natural these lashes look. You can't see anything from above, and also from here. I just love these. They are so stunning, and they really give you this nice little lift without being too much all over the eye. And they are so much easier to apply than these full lashes. I'm really obsessed. And as you can see, my eye shape is completely different to this side. This side is really this like catty eye look where we have the lifted look, and this side is just kind of like, it's not really doing much for my face, let's be honest. It's just a full lash and way too much, because we want to keep this inner part here looking as natural as possible, and you can only really achieve that either with a half lash. If you were to cut this lash into halves and you just apply half of it on the top, or with these little clusters here, because I genuinely think they are so invisible and so easy to apply, and they're also really easy to take off again. Now to finish off this makeup, I'm gonna set this side of my face only with some setting spray, and then we're gonna let it dry again. So you guys, now you can really see the difference between the do side that looks super flawless and is gonna last you all day versus the don't side that looks super patchy, over the top, and it's not really gonna last you very long. Using the right makeup technique really makes all the difference. I used exactly the same products on both sides, yet I get completely different results. So next time when you get your makeup products out, make sure to put on this video and follow the steps of my do side to really achieve a super flawless makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and that you could take away some helpful tips and tricks for your own makeup routine. If you want to see more of these makeup videos, let me know in the comments down below. And I would say I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!